Guys, what is going on? What is good? How are you doing? Are you feeling like you should? I hope I can talk and figure everything out because I haven't been on video in 2 months. You've probably noticed it's been some time since I've been on here. 2 months. This is crazy. Yeah, I just needed a little bit of a break. Not because I was doing too much of it, but just because the energy wasn't there. I wasn't that excited. And to be honest, and I have shared this a lot, I really, I've been doing Ableton for 11 years now. Started when Live 9 came out, which was like March of 2013. And so now, well, hell, we're damn near right at March of 2024, 11 years later. And what would you know? March 5th is when Ableton Live 12 comes out. So kind of crazy. So if you're noticing, you don't see that beautiful Ableton open, although maybe I will jump into Ableton, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to come on because I do generally like talking about things that I care about. It is fun to make a video. It is fun to share. I have all these weird voices that come out of me, which has been happening my whole life. When I'm in a good mood, you know what I mean? The weird voices don't seem to come out when I'm in a bad mood. Or one of those moods where you're apathetic. Do you know what apathetic means? It's a weird word. It's really weird. Apathy, it's like you're not down, you're not up, you're just sort of like, kind of crazy. But, I've done some of these. I've done some stuff in Blender. And by the way, it's going to be really fun. And please don't turn off. In fact, this is one of the times I'll tell you not to turn off because I think everyone's going to enjoy it, whether you've ever used a computer graphics rendering software application before or not. And Blender is like the most accessible one because it's open source, it's free, and you can do any single thing in the 3D computer graphics rendering pipeline that you could do in any other, paid version of these programs, which are incredibly expensive, and Blender's like amazing. And so it's free. And you don't need to know about it. You don't need to have any history. We're going to make mountains. We're going to make mountains and water, and it's really easy. Just have fun and just view this world, whether you've ever done anything like this before or not. Doesn't matter. We're going to have fun. I'm going to bring you into my thing because Ableton, as I was telling you, I've been doing that since 2013. That was like my first love, the first sort of like energetic connection to something that like just really changed my life and like turned on these gears in my totality of my being that gave me this like wellspring of amazing feeling, excitement, good feeling thoughts, not like those damn bad feeling thoughts we got all the time because we live in the 3D matrix where that stuff exists, although we're rising up to 5D. Smash a like if you know about the 5D consciousness, also called Unity consciousness. What do you know about that? The planet's ascending. The golden age is here. Pluto has moved into Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is beginning now. Pluto is in Aquarius, will officially be in Aquarius for the next 20 years at November of this year, 2024. End of 2024 is the end of the Kali Yuga. We are heading into the golden age. Some call it the new earth. What do you know about that? Something tells me you probably do. It is propagating everywhere. People know about it, and we are having a good time, and we're going to have so much fun. We're going to make cool looking computer mountains. It's also crazy too because you actually couldn't even technically say Blender is a 3D computer graphics software because it does 2D graphics. So like you can draw, like if you were a drawing person, so you could like draw and make like animatable comics in Blender, but then you can also take those 2D. It's called Grease Pencil and Blender, and you can take them, but then also make it 3D as well. So it's just crazy. I'm not like a drawer artist. I'm a computer artist, just like I'm a computer musician. No, that's not true. First of all, there's nothing bad about being a computer musician, but I also do play other instruments, although I haven't done them in a while. That was another version of me, but now I'm most interested in the art that I make with Blender, the thumbnails. You guys know the thumbnails. I actually did do an SDHO where we did some cool Blender stuff, but I want to like test run, because I'm gonna make a Blender tutorial, like a straightforward Blender tutorial. I haven't done one of those in like years, but like I want to show all the ways you can make mountains in Blender. There's like 3 really cool, really different ways, and I want to test run it. You know how like a comedian will like a big name comedian will go to like a small comedy club to test new material before they like put together their next like special, their next hour. You know what I mean? I want to kind of like play around with that, and I think it's going to blow your guys' minds, whether you know anything about this or not. You don't need to know anything. Just follow along, have fun, and take a look. Ooh, look at this 3D. It's so cool, man. I love it. I love it. It's so nice. It makes me feel so good. Oh, wow. Look, that's the camera. That's, you know, whatever the camera sees when you push render, it's then gonna render, and it's so cool. And then if you push 0, this is what the camera sees, but we don't want a square. We actually want to get more of like, you know, a portrait shot. Let's go 256 pixels. Oh, shit, now I can't even remember. That's the aspect I like. Good, wonderful. So this is what the camera would see. So if you clicked render image, please. It's just black because there's nothing there. So of course it would be black, you know? So then you add things, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, you have to add lights, you have to have polygons, so you have to have meshes, what they're called. So here's like a cube, you know? So now we have an object. And, see? So if I like, it's like, okay, well, I want a sphere. Oh, now here's a sphere, right? And geez, you know, you can make these basics very easily. They're called primitives. There's a cone. See here? It's torus. See, like right here? And you're like, well, shit, dude. Like, because that's the thing. Like, you have to have. Oh, damn, this computer's getting fucking hot. Damn it. It's getting hot up on tilt. And so you might be like, well, shit, dude, like, how do you make anything other than basic primitive shapes like this? Because, like, you know, you have to be able to have 3D objects in your scene or you don't have anything. There's nothing to render. Actually, that's not true. You could play with the world shader, which is actually called a skybox in, like, gaming terms, like if you do any work in like game engines or whatever. And I was like, man, I gotta get some music. Even though like I add the music, like when I make in post, like I need some damn music, you know what I mean? Because like we need music. So let's see, where's music? Where's my favorite music-y song? Big Circus Liquors. I don't know why I called it this. This is something I made a long time ago, and it's using the technique of all of, you know, when you do all of those like MIDI effects and it plays, and I just generated this, and I thought it was like so eerie and haunting and beautiful, mysterious. In fact, like, that's like the vibe I was trying to go for. That's why I couldn't produce in the major scale, and why I liked the minor scale, but I needed to tweak it a little bit, is because like the music I wanted to make was like mysterious, like a mysterious sound. Like it's not happy, it's not sad, it's not melancholic per se, although I guess it could be depending on who you are. Why does this music sound so loud right now? I need to hear myself. Need to hear myself talk better. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So like, yeah, you have to have the objects. Now, in Blender, you'll like make, it's like the best for making the 3D objects. If you're like a game designer, you probably already have assets, which you can download, people you work with will have them, and then you do more of like the game mechanics and stuff in like Unreal Engine or something. But like Blender, you know, that's where you would like make the thing. So for instance, you can like, you know, I don't know, get the cube, okay? And you can be like, okay, let's select this face and let's scale it in, and then let's extrude it out, and then let's take this face and extrude it out, and then take this one, and then let's do a, I don't know, a loop cut right here, and then let's grab this face and then do this. Okay, now we got this stupid thing. You know what I mean? So like you like play with all this stuff. But yeah, we're gonna do some mountains because I don't know, man. I felt like maybe it would be a good idea to get on and record and talk to you guys and mix in some spiritual stuff, mix in some other stuff. Hopefully don't get too crazy on Chia. That can happen sometimes, but whatever, I think it's fun, makes for a fun show. We're hanging out, and since I don't hang out with anyone in real life, I might as well be hanging out and drinking and talking to all of y'all in the future, because things are different now. We're in the future. We're never going back to how it were. We don't want to go back there anyway. We want to go to the new Earth. We want to get into the unity consciousness, 5D consciousness, move away from separation consciousness. What do you know about that? Have you removed yourself from the matrix of separation consciousness and merged with your soul? Not even just merged with your soul, but embodied your soul. Also, you could call that your higher self. You've even heard of the term higher self. What do you know? By the way, smash a like if you missed me a little bit. Smash a like if you are happy that I made a video. Smash a like if you are still alive and living and incarnate here on Earth and didn't choose to get the hell off because it's been getting too mental. But that's because we are ascending in consciousness. We are becoming much more aware of who we are, our true selves. The whole planet is waking up, and you can tap into that unity consciousness field now, easier than ever, and it will only get easier and easier as we go along. So we're gonna play in Blender, and yeah, man, you don't have to know anything about anything. Just watch it, just have fun. Don't be hard on yourself, and let me show you some cool shit. Because you know, I'm not just talking about this because it's like a dumb thing I do for like work or something. Like, I love it. So we're going to have fun. And who doesn't want to make cool mountains? So like, I didn't have, and we're going to be getting into it very soon. I didn't have any experience with anything art related, especially not digital art. Never. I had never used a 3D computer graphics software, didn't even really know they existed. I mean, I figured they maybe did. I was a young kid in the 90s. Oh, geez, we could get copyright striked for that. No, you're supposed to be Big Circus Liquors on repeat. How dare you? I've got such... And it's crazy, too, because it reminds me of Ableton. Like, I never used a DAW. I didn't know what one was. Same thing with 3D computer graphics softwares. What I was saying, yeah, 90s. I was like a 90s kid, and I saw Toy Story when it came out, the first Toy Story. Wait, you don't mean like Toy Story number 7 or some shit? No, there was like a Toy Story 1, and like if you were in the 90s, and I remember it was just crazy, like seeing it. It was just like, wow. And like we all loved video games. We all had like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, which I don't know if Toy Story 1 was before or after, but like it was all about like 3D environments, right? You know, and so when Mario 64 came out, it was like, oh my God, I couldn't even believe it. Like, I remember I went to this place called Blockbuster, and I like rented Nintendo 64 when it came out, and like Super Mario, and I was like, I was about to say I called my friend on my cell phone, but cell phones didn't exist then, but I like picked up a phone And I was like, hey man, what do you got going on? My friend was like, I got nothing going on. I was like, I know. Cancel all your plans. I've got Nintendo 64 rented from Blockbuster, and I got Mario 64, and we're gonna get crazy, wet, and wild over here. Come over here, you dirty asshole. You know? And then, like, it was just insane, and it was so good, and the music was so good, and, like, dude, I mean, people are making YouTube videos now about Mario 64 and everything. Like, it was amazing, man. 90s was good. 90s was good to be a kid in the 90s. And so, like, growing up, you just figured that, like, you had to be in some big production design studio to, like, make 3D computer graphics animations, and you did. You figured to make music, you had to have access to like a recording studio, and I guess for all intents and purposes, you kind of did. And then you realized later on in life, a lot later in life, you realized, no, actually we can all make this stuff. And the way I got into Blender, and again, all you guys could download this for free, and you don't even really need like a souped up computer. 2 render engines. Eevee is what I always use. Cycles is a ray trace render engine. It takes a really long time to render. Eevee is like more common to like a game render engine, like Unreal Engine or Unity. And so like you can render stuff like in a fraction of the time as you would with like a traditional ray tracing render engine. And so I started, as you guys know, with music, right? But like when you post a piece of music, you know, you want cover art, you know what I mean? And like, wouldn't it be better to make your own cover art? And I had it in my mind that I was gonna create this album, which I never did, called Green Orbs, because one night I was at my friend's house. He was having like a little party or just a get together before we would then go out to the bars in Chicago. And we were in his like fancy apartment or condo or whatever the hell, looking out to Lake Michigan. And I saw these green orbs in the sky. And it was 2 green orbs, and they were like moving in unison together. And so there's all these bros, I call us bros because we were in our like 20s, late 20s, I guess, maybe mid 20s, I don't know, whatever. And of course, there's basketball, some NBA going on the TV, because again, this is bros like sports. And I'm looking at these damn green orbs, and I'm like, this is weird. I've never seen anything like this. And so I was like, hey, bros, do you guys see those green orbs? And they were like, basketball's on, the foosball's going on the TV. And they were like, fuck, I see that too. And so we were all staring at it. And then eventually they trailed off, and it was 2 of them kind of in unison. And like, to be honest, I don't even really remember what it looks like because it was so long ago. Merlin, leave it. You gotta be on good behavior, Chunky. You were doing an SDHO, Chunky. He's good. Oh, now he's gonna do the hump. He gonna hump the little bitty. Chunky's crazy. So like, I wanted to create like a field, maybe a forest, dark, and then have these like green orbs. And I was like, knowing nothing about anything digitally or whatever, I was like, I bet I could make that somehow. But then somehow it popped into my head, you know, what if I could like make that in a 3D software? And then that's when one night I Googled like, or I YouTubed like, what's the best 3D software? And then that's when the journey started. And I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be challenging. Everyone says Blender's really hard to get to know, and it is. Any 3D computer graphics software is. The only way Blender won't be challenging is if you've already used a 3D computer graphics software, which you probably haven't, or maybe you have. Maybe some of you guys already use it, right? Like, it's like the go-to for doing that. And so I was like, I'm going to stick with it. I know it's going to be tough. I know I'm going to get frustrated. I might leave it for a week or two, but like something tells me, because the goal was like at the very least to make like a mountain, water, an interesting sky, and to like make a thing that maybe looks like another planet. I was like, so like making mountains was one of the, I was like, how to make mountains in Blender, and like type it in. So many tutorials on Blender. In fact, the Blender tutorial videos on YouTube get like so many more views than like Ableton, which would kind of make sense because Blender's free, Ableton isn't. But like at the end of the day, I almost would guess that like there's more people who are like learning like Blender, like a 3D computer graphics software versus like a music creation one. I don't know, I could be wrong. But in any event, yeah, I think we're gonna get into it. So how are you doing? How are you going? How are you moaning? What is be going on? Tell me before we jump in, how is your week? How's it been going? Tell me, I will listen. Go. Oh, the solar flares? Yeah, we just had a bunch of X-class flares, so we're in solar cycle 25, and the maximum is this year. It was supposed to be in 2025, which means like the highest amount of like solar flares and stuff, which we feel in our bodies. It's actually helping with ascension. It's lifting us higher, but it's like kind of chaotic. When these solar flares erupt, it creates geomagnetic storms in the earth. Yeah, it's going to be peaking apparently in October, so things will be crazier and more intense and chaotic this year, but it's going to be serving to further along this collective spiritual awakening process on the planet. What do you know? How are you doing? Thank you for asking that question. Nobody asked it. And so yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to cover is the first way to make a mountain in Blender is every version of Blender comes with an add-on that allows you to generate a landscape. And you can make a mountain, you can make a landscape in a more completely bare bones, bottom-up way, which we will also cover. But like, if you're new, you might want to know how to use this. So if we push Shift A and we add a mesh, we got all these primitive shapes, right? Chia, but then we've got landscape. And then look at all these settings. And there's like presets. So you can go to like canyon. Now you've got like a canyon, so like right out of the gate, you don't really need to do anything. And there's just like all these, let's see, what's mesa? We're not gonna quite do this, but like, very cool. And what's really cool as well is if you add a plane, you know what I mean? Like, you got like water now, yay. Now again, this is just the mesh, right? So like you have to add materials and lighting and whatnot. And but like, yeah, so it can be that easy. I'll be honest with you guys, the hardest thing about Blender when you're beginning is just being able to navigate around Blender, but once you figure that out, it becomes a lot easier. You watch tutorials, you then sit down and you're like, I can't do anything in Blender, and then you watch a tutorial and then you're like, oh, okay, so that's, okay. and then you sit down and you can do a little bit more, and then you're like, you exhaust yourself, and then you watch another one. And again, this is the same damn thing with Ableton. And then like eventually you can like just do it. So anyways, let's go back there. Now I want to start over. I don't want you to... It's picking this one because it knows that I did it last. No, I want a complete refresh, so I'm going to just restart the project. Wonderful. Now, I want more geometry, so I'm going to give it a 222. It's going to make it more high res. I want to make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it 16. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm gonna come down here to the height maximum. It's never gonna be higher than like 1 meter, which is stupid. So I want it to be able to go as high as it can. Nothing's gonna change. But when I start playing with the height, whoa, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, now what am I gonna do here? I think we have to play with the noise size. This looks pretty cool. And then I'm gonna play with the depth. Random seed. Look, so you can just like keep getting like different shit. I like this one. And I don't really need to do too much else. I do want to make it a little bit longer in the x-axis, so maybe I'll do this to 22. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Look at all these polygons. Oh man, it's so cool, it's polygons. How many polygons in total, guys? I don't know. Faces. 48,000 faces. Camera view, that's what the camera will see when you click render. But I don't want it to be a square. I want it to be like that portrait-y mode, landscape mode, whatever. Let's zoom it in. Let's go into the camera. Oh no, I don't want to be moving the landscape. I wanted to move the camera. See, yeah, okay. I can already feel a few of you being like, my God, britches soiled. Wonderful. Got the landscape. I'm gonna add a plane, and I'm gonna, I don't know, make it really big. And I'm going to get this dumb thing off, and I'm gonna call it water. Move it to where I want it. I'm gonna adjust the viewport display. What is you gotta say? Shade top editor. So, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to know what it looks like when we render it, you know, because I am just so incredibly impatient. I need to render, okay? Let's render it. Let's render it, guys. Let's see what we got. Let's render this bad boy. Let's go. Nothing. Well, of course, if you're creating a virtual world and there's no lights and it's perpetual pitch black, what do you think the camera is gonna see when it renders? This virtual camera, pitch black. So let's add a sunlight. color do you want to make the sun? Like an orange. Let's click on render preview mode, shall we? Right now there's no materials. Well, it's like a default material. Let's click on the water and let's give it a material. So like, let's turn it black. Okay. Let's make it rough. Let's make it shiny. Oh man, that's wonderful. Let's go to here. I don't like the way that it looks so like peaky up here. Let's put a subdivision surface on it. Actually, did we smooth this yet? I don't know. Nah, I don't actually like that look either. Hold on. Yeah, I kind of like that better. It did increase the amount of faces to 195,000, which can like slow down your computer. But my computer should be able to handle it. But like, take a look at this. Like, is this not cool, right? Like, how often does shit look like this? I'm gonna move the camera back. I just think this looks nice, like on its own right. You know what I mean? Like not even trying to make this look like a hyper realistic or something, but I just like the way it looks. I also find I really like very like symmetrical stuff. So, son of a... Never mind, good. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this water and I want to add what's called a bump map to give it like waves. These are called nodes. See how that changed? So like, I'll go to 0 and I'll take a look. Yeah, guys, I bet you didn't know I could also teach you this shit, huh? That's wonderful, it's 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 wonderful. Let's go to the mountains. And like, look, you can make the mountains metallic. Interesting. You can make them... I like the vibes. Let's go back to the sun. Let's make it brighter. Let's change the color. Like, where is this? Where would anything ever look like this? That's why I love it, man. Like, literally, like, if I knew that, like, I could do this effortlessly and easily back when I started learning it in, like, 2019, I would have been like, I don't need to do anything else other than just this. Like, I don't care if some, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so cool. Like, what is this? Where is this? It's just makes me happy. It makes me feel good. So hopefully, like, you guys are enjoying some of this. So I'm gonna go to the world setting, which is also referred to as the skybox in video gamer terms. And I'm gonna add a little bit of a gradient. What color should we make it and shit? Well, first, we're probably gonna need to flip it and shit. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I don't know, maybe make it like that orange color, maybe? To keep it like cohesion. Let's maybe play with the fall off. Maybe move it up. No, not that one. Scale this. I mean, like, look at this. Like, I'll just, like, hide it. Ha! It looks so nice. No, don't delete it. Yeah. Let's go into the mountain. And this is a cool thing. You can, like, give it, like, these, like, glowy accents. I love it. I love it. These are just like fall off types. It's like the mountains glow, right? Like, this clearly doesn't look real, but like, dude, I don't want to make it look fucking real. I just want to make it look like cool. Like, you know, like, what if a place looked like this on some, like, planet or something? You can crank up the intensity. And you can say, oh, what would it look like if I changed the color up on you? What is it? Where does it look good? This makes me feel good. In fact, I gotta remind myself, cause like, there's a lot of times when I don't, you know, I feel like, like, oh my God, man, like no one needs to know about this. No one needs to see this. Like, it just makes me feel good, man. Now, if I was like if I was like needing to have a job or something, you know, where like I needed to like learn this stuff, it might not be fun anymore, right? But like, to just be able to like fart around, like, I don't know, let's... And by the way, you can definitely, like, do this. And you know who the hell I am, so if you really need to know, I'll make sure you know how to do this shit. It's very easy. Like, how much struggle have I been doing to do this? There's been no struggle. It's just been fun and shit. Like, this would... I don't know, man. I love it. I love it. I always love it. I've always loved it. I love it. Dirty oxen. It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. We can then, add some... Look, woohoo! Now, here's the thing. Go to wireframe mode. Right? Mesh view. Render mode. You already know. It's pretty cool. Life is good when you can make cool stuff. Actually, that's not true. Life is good when you're like happy and you're in connection with your higher self. I'd like to be there all the time. I have not gotten there yet. Would like to get there soon. I think I'm gonna do a meditation video, teach you guys how I meditate. By the way, meditation, no one tells you this, because if they did, you would probably stop meditating after you realized it wasn't giving you the results. But like, you access unity consciousness when you meditate, or you can. And it feels pretty damn good. You go beyond your mind. But the really good meditators throughout recent history, they don't tell you that, because if they tell you that, then like someone from our society culture will sit down, meditate, and be like, I didn't experience that. That's a sham. I'm never doing this again. And then they never do it. So like, you wouldn't. Anyways, yeah, let's see what we're gonna do here. I don't know, man. I just wanted to come on, talk, hang out with you guys, show you some cool stuff, maybe get you excited about something. I'm just gonna go ahead and save this because I just like it. Got all this cool stuff. These are all my Blender projects. I've got like so many. Yeah, I've even modeled some guitars down here, if you couldn't tell. Hey mate, why is you not playing the guitar anymore? Why is you not playing the bass guitar anymore? Why is you not playing the keys anymore? Gemini, USB... Oh shit, I don't want to save that over. 937! Thank you. Oh shit. Damn it. 939. Okay, it's 939. Yeah, because if like I saved it as 936, I would save over this little thing I was trying to make. Let's pop into here. I wanted to make like a symbol of like a flower, but this is also kind of like the symbol of Pluto, kind of. So I can like go into here and make it into mission. It's just cool, right? It's like, I don't know, just making that makes me happy. I like it. Now here's the other way you would make a Mountion. Get that plane again, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, let's crank it big, maybe like 40. Now we can't turn it into a Mountion with only 4 points. See, we got these points? Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Hey, we can't do that shit. So we gotta add geometry and shit. Yay, look at all these points. We got 10,404 points. Damn it, I need some more points. Let's subdivide it again. Now we've got 41,000 points, man. Because if you don't have the geometry, you're not going to be able to like do the displacement. And that's actually what we're doing, and that's what it's actually called, is displacement. But you already know that. That didn't make sense. It doesn't matter, dude. It does not matter. We're gonna add a modifier called the placement mod. Where is it? Hey, it starts with the D. Why am I having a problem finding it? You're just making me go mental. Oh, that's wonderful, that's wonderful, that's wonderful, that's wonderful. So this is like making it by hand rather than using like the easy way like we did before. The other way is just much more efficient, especially when you know the values. Like I do. Like I do. And of course, you can always add that plane and look over here, Maine. You know what Asbit's doing and shit. So you can like dive in here, some shit. Set the camera. I was like, oh man, I'm about to get on video for the first time in 2 months. What if I forget how to... Oh shit. It just stopped the screen recording. I'm really confused. What stopped? What the hell stopped? Well, this is recording. We're recording. What the fuck just happened, man? It must mean it's time to be done, I think. Screen recording stopped. I could turn it back on, but does it really matter? I'm getting kind of tired, to be honest with you. Just 'cause like, I don't know, tired of talking. It's kind of hard to talk all the time. Probably like, you know, you could just like make things. You don't have to like talk all the time, but like I have like 1 million planets in Gemini in my birth chart. So like, I'm a talker, you know, and like, I feel like that's part of my, that's like, you know, like people will want to watch me because like, they want me to be talking about shit and talking. Oh, really? You think people want to hear you talk? Some do, you know. I would, to be honest. Like, if I was like a younger version of me, like a me in my 20s, I would want to watch this me all fucking day. 'Cause like, I'm in my late 30s now, you know? 10 years ago, I'd be like, dude, Ken from the future, fucking help me out here, man. Tell me how to like enjoy my life and make sense of shit. And I'll be like, but of course, you know what I mean? So yeah, the screen recording pooped out. I don't know what I fucking hit. I don't even know, but like I'm getting a little tired anyway, to be honest with you. So we'll send it off. Yeah, we'll send it off. Screen recording's done. Screen recording's done. Okay, I don't care. Okay, don't save. Okay. It's crazy how things just randomly happen, and then somehow it's in some way or another the way it was perhaps designed to happen. You know, because like it was like time to stop working on that. Plus my lap is so hot from this damn computer. So is that cool? I thought I was gonna like go over the second way, the third way, and the better I got at the first way, like realizing like how to very easily make it, I'm like, there's really no way to there's really no reason to do it like the bare bones basic, the way where you like build everything from like the ground up using like displacement. Because at the end of the day, you don't always have to be a purist, which is kind of what I was with Ableton. Like, I'm not gonna use a fucking preset. I have to do all of my shit from the ground up, so when you hear something I made, you know everything you're hearing is me having my hands in every aspect of all of it Similarly, when you're looking at my art, it's all me, like from the ground up. Like I'm not using assets that I downloaded on some like 3D asset store, you know? Because like the plan was like when you hear something that I made in Ableton, you know, like everything is me from the ground up. So like you're getting me, you're not getting like me trying to make some stupid thing that someone else did. If you're like viewing a piece of art that I made, like I've done every aspect. Like I'm not like, you know, like, so it's every aspect is like me, right? Now, maybe that doesn't matter to you. And I'm finding that like more and more, I'm caring more about efficiency and precision. You know, if I need a good, realistic mountain range, I'm going to use that first method we did because I can get good results quick. Because like there's so many stages when you're making a track. There's so many stages when you're making a virtual environment. You know, you've got to make the 3D objects. You then have to light the scene. You then have the materials. You know, you have to set up the camera and like get things ready for rendering. You know, you'll probably have multiple tracks in Ableton. Like you can, like one little aspect of the greater picture could take like forever. You could get lost in. You can get lost in any aspect when you have like unlimited abilities and unlimited possibilities. You could get like, you could lose yourself in the weeds. So if you're trying to make a really cool like water, mountain, world, land or whatever, like you want to just make it. You don't want to be like, man, it took me like 8 months to make this shit. It's like, what if you could just make a shitload of that in like 8 minutes? 8 hours, I don't know, whatever. So how are you guys doing? Are you happy I'm back? Did you already know it like that? How is you doing? I truly feel that 2024 is gonna be even more intense and more chaotic than 2023, but every year thereafter will be very noticeably lighter and different as we embark into the early stages of the new earth, the early stages of the golden age, of the post-Kali Yuga, the age of Aquarius, symbolized by Pluto moving from Capricorn, which it's been in since 2008, into Aquarius. It will move back into Capricorn from September 1st of this year up till November 20th, where it will then shift finally, because it's in Aquarius right now, but it does move back a little bit as it like retrogrades and whatnot. But then it will be in Aquarius until 2044, so like lots of time, and that really does usher in the age of Aquarius. And yeah, so if things are shitty and fucked up, then smush it up. That's the but yeah, so hopefully that was fun. I actually really liked what we just made right there, and I don't know if I'm gonna make that the thumbnail. Maybe I will. And I don't know, maybe you guys will watch, maybe you guys won't watch. I don't even know. I don't know what kind of stuff I'm going to be making. I think I want to make a Blender tutorial where I cover all of the ways you can make mountains in Blender, but I also don't really care that much. Like, if someone was paying me to make this shit, I'd be like, okay. But like now I'm just like, I don't know. But I really just kind of want to like come on video, talk, hang out with you guys, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I haven't fucking worked on a video production in 2 months. Like, it's kind of fun to do that. Can make it real cool and cozy and quaint, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully that was fun. And if you got excited and whatnot, then like, yeah, man, I can like teach you all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely do like one-on-one teachings if you were like, if anyone was like really serious about it that were Ableton. Yeah, I mostly just do these things to like enjoy myself and enjoy life. But you know, if there was a reason to like make these or like to really teach people, I definitely would. So you can hit me up and smash a top. And yeah, I hope you've been doing well. Kudos to you for surviving on the planet in these intense, turbulent, energetic times. We're like the phoenix getting burnt to the ground to rise up anew, rise up reborn. And we's about to get there. You've been forewarned. You're here to shift, to be a worker of the light, worker of the expanded consciousness, expander of the new golden age, the age of Aquarius, ambassador for that new age. The old paradigm must end for the new paradigm to be born. We already in that new paradigm. It happens first at the emotional, energetic levels, and then it proceeds into, lastly, the physical world. You've been working hard. I've been seeing you doing it. God bless yourself. Big ups yourself. And now the music just ended. That's so weird. Time to say goodbye, guys. God bless. Take care of yourselves. And please, be easy on yourself. Life is hard enough as it is. Thank you.